right, Saturday Night Live too. Come on back, Lester. Somebody let me know y'all can see it, hear it, get chat. These settings are driving me nuts. Okay, thank you. You know, I noticed something today. You didn't lick your fingers before you started touching on electrical stuff. You cut a breaker off. I mean, what's up with that? You know, there were no sparks flying or anything. Well, I'm telling you, Vester, I'm going to revert an age where I can figure out how to work this computer. And I've told you about the 3% rule. You got to be 3% smarter than whatever you're trying to operate. See, so I can't even really operate a stick. Evidently, I can operate a spoon and a fork because I can eat real well. So, lady, see what you got growing under these grow lights that you did the other night. You call it a peanut butter stick. Good evening, sir. Okay. I've gotten those little pods to germinate my seeds in. Maybe I should have germinated them before I planted them, but they're doing real well. I've got 2 different kinds of tomatoes. I've got 50 some odd tomato plants going, and some summer squash and some other stuff. And I've got some zucchini and different things waiting on it to start now. One thing you might invest in, ladies, since you're doing this electrical work, would be they make a little small voltage tester. Sometimes when you cut stuff off, it doesn't necessarily always kill the power. They make a little voltage tester that you can check with. Honey Nut Squash, is that kind of like Honey Nut Cheerios? Fat Boy needs to know. Well, they make just a little one that lights up. It's just 2 wires and it's got a little light in it. Really cheap. That's Southernmost. Thank you for coming back. We're talking about seeds. There's two seeds I hadn't been able to find. Maybe y'all can tell me. One is donut seeds, and the other is bacon seeds. Do any of y'all know where I can find those? I hadn't been able to find them. You'll be all right. You'll be all right, Mister. Well, the only time I have seen a bacon seed, it looked like it was about the size of a small dog, and they called it a bacon seed, but it was running around making all kind of noise. So that wasn't the kind of bacon seed I was looking for. I hear you, dehydrated water. You're showing your age, Ken B. I have actually seen something that was put out by the Civil Defense back years and years ago, where I used to work. Was a lady had a can of canned water from probably the 1950s. The can was green. It had canned water on it. Still had water in it. Because I checked, I was up under her house doing a pest control, and I happened to see it. And it was actually from the Civil Defense. So I thought that was pretty neat. Well, I would have run out of seeds before I got any planting investor. Yeah, no, I don't remember that. I remember having the tornado drills and stuff in school, but I don't remember having duck and cover and Tommy Turtle commercials. Close to where I live now, though, I remember in the movie 13 Days in the Cuban Missile Crisis that where I lived, if you watch in that movie, there's a big map of the United States, and it's marking all of the SAC bases in the U.S. that could have been reached from our friends in Cuba. And close to where I live, Columbus, Mississippi has an Air Force base, and it was a SAC base. And yeah, and a great big red target on it in that movie. That makes you feel all warm and fuzzy. And then in one of my many careers that I've had as a deputy sheriff, we had times that we would do response times on calls. I got sent to a airstrip that belonged to the Air Force base, but it was an airstrip that was covered up. And there was just a shed with a couple of dozers. They had it where they could uncover the airstrip that was part of the air base, but it stayed covered other than that. I probably saw it on something at one point in time, one of these documentaries or something I've watched, but I don't remember Tommy Turtle. Never went to a school that had a bomb shelter. I never went to a school that had a basement. Y'all forgive me if y'all hear this dog over snoring. Hello, Tucker. You can shut up anytime now, son. Okay, your eyes are open, you're still snoring. Thank you. Nope, never saw one with incinerator. Don't be going Freddy Krueger on us now, Ken. Yeah, I'm not that young, but thank you. You're evidently not looking at this beard too well. It's more white than it is any other color. Some of the other guys are people, other preppers, and they're on some of these other channels going around. Vester's just waiting on warm weather where he can get out and ride his motorcycle. If we had a fallout drill down here in the South, Vester, it was because somebody's done got the Holy Ghost or fell out with a seizure. That's the only kind of fallout we have around here. Or maybe an argument, they call that a falling out. I guess Lady C's done left us. She's not jumping in here and chiming in on anything. I'm surprised I hadn't lost you, Vester, to Prepper Nation. I saw Prepper 101 get started. I didn't see Pinball show up. Southernmost. Yeah, he is on there. surprise free play. Well, that's one thing that we don't have any communication. Of course, the bigger channels, I don't expect them to communicate with me. And the Yankee Marshal, he's going too. So, hey, I'll take 3 friends over no friends any day. One day when I grow up, I'm gonna be like Bester. You bake bread today? Cool. What kind of bread did you bake? I hadn't got the nerve up to try that yet. I want to bake bread in my cast iron roaster, or well, it's not really a Dutch oven, it's a cast iron roaster. But I want to try to bake bread in it. I've been seeing them do that, and that's pretty neat. Yeah, sourdough bread's good. Yeah, it definitely does. Just like a pie bacon. Smells really good. I don't know that mine would turn out. I just won't try it. Oh, I didn't even catch it. Said that Brad. I hope you're not. Yeah, there you go with that incinerator again. About to call you Freddie. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Not going to be. No, ma'am. Sorry, y'all. My little female bulldog. She gets ready to go to bed. She lets me know about it. I've never made the bread on stick over a fire. I have seen that. I have not had the ability to try it. I have a spot picked out on my place here that, um, like a friend of mine, he made like a bushcraft style camp uh, on his property, where he basically would go down there, and I don't think he ever spends a night or anything, but he goes down there and practices skills like cooking over the fire and doing such as that, the bread and the fire making and all. It's basically just a little camp, and that's, I guess, his man cave, so to speak. And he goes and practices skills. He just gets away from the house to go and do it. So I've got a spot picked out on my place that I'm going to do that. somewhere to get out of four walls and electricity buzzing. I've even seen, I can remember years and years ago, and you may probably don't remember it, Ken B, but used to be a program on the afternoons called Zoom. And that was the first time I ever saw fish cooked in clay. They caught fish and got just ordinary gray river clay and put the fish in it, and they put it in the fire, and when the clay actually got done and started breaking up, they knew the fish was ready. So they broke the clay open and they got the fish out. Not planning on eating a turtle, but also, yeah, I've been known to Zoom. They say you cook a turtle, you put it in the fire, and when the shell breaks open, then it's completely done. It's not something I really want to know or that I want to do, but there you go. I guess you can consider that a walking MRE. That's like most people don't even know how to catch crawfish. That's beyond me. Now, Vester, I don't believe it's too much trouble. Oh, there's several things that I need to do and make videos, and how to make a gig out of fish hooks and just some different things. It's amazing what a good sharp stick can do for you. People just really have no idea what they would eat if they had nothing else to eat. There you go. Piece of grass even will work. A good strong piece of grass you can put down in the crawdad hole. Vester and I were talking the other day, talking about pine needle tea. I hadn't heard anybody in all the stuff that we listen to about making pine needle tea. Or the fact that in spring that cattails, the root of the cattails, basically a potato when they're young. And actually a green cattail is about like a piece of corn before it turns brown in the spring. That's right. Turpentine. Well, yeah, I don't think you should boil it. A pine tree can be one of the most aggravating things, but it's also one of the most useful. Yeah. Yeah, I would think you would almost, yeah, you'd have to do that with turtle if you didn't purge it. The dog kept chewing your pillow. Well, if you can wire electrical outlet, you can sew. I feel pretty sure. Well, we're up to 5 people now, so we must have a couple, one or two, at least one lurker. They ought to just say hi. Oh, there's Guns Coast Coast. How are you tonight, Guns Coast to Coast? Yeah, I can see purging crawfish, but by the time you catch enough to eat, you're going to be so hungry. I don't think you're really going to worry about purging them. They're kind of like a shrimp. You can, if you break them right at the tail, oh, you're sick. I hate to hear that. Hope you get better quick. But crawfish right at the back where it's tail fin, I guess you call it. If you break it right there and break it down toward its belly, it should, after it's cooked, break, and you should be able to pull that intestine out, or poop chute, whatever you want to call it, and pull it out so you don't have to purge it. Do not do it, dog. Do not bust off barking. Ah, good old sinuses. I have great guard dogs. Somebody could be breaking the door down, they'd sleep through it. You let the top on a mason jar pop, and they go ape, barking. Wake up from a sound sleep to one of those tops popping on a mason jar. Walk in the door, stand over top of them, sleeping, never wake up. So, Guns Coast to Coast, what's up with our attack on the Second Amendment happening? I hadn't been keeping up with it. It gets a little above my understanding, gives me a headache sometimes. Ain't that the true salt and pepper? Man? Mine stay hungry. Yeah, I'm afraid you could be right. At least it's going to be gone for 4 years. They're going to keep losing people. One day when I grow up, I'll have a big live stream. I'll have me 100 people or so. I got you. I appreciate that. Got you, got you, got you. I need all I can get. I still hadn't reached 1,000. I'm going to put this out here to the few of y'all and it'll be seen. But uh, yes, I want to get 1,000 where I can go live and do live streams when I'm not sitting in front of it. And yeah, Ken, I that's what Vester's been trying to do is get me a channel raid. He was talking about trying to do it tonight. He talked to Prepper 101 or sent him a message. And Lake Ferry Prepper, she was going to do it, but she was bad. She got in trouble. And so I don't know how much of it. But yes, I want to get to 1,000. Would I like to be monetized? Yes. Do I have to be monetized or want to make all this about money? No. I've made some really good friends since I started doing this. I have another channel and I've made good friends on that channel. So, well, at least guns, I know who's going to be trolling me. Oh, it was 2 months old that got deleted, really. I knew she said something about getting a strike for one that was 2 months old. It's okay, Vester. I'm used to being the stepchild. Yeah, when they get monetized, that usually happens. Oh, I know I'll get there. I just want to make it plain and clear that money is not my motive to doing this. Would it be nice? Do I want to push everybody that wants to get to the 1,000 to 1,000 and get monetized? I most definitely do and get that 400 view hours. I most definitely do. You know, make the machine take care of us. That's the way I see it. I'm not. I'm not going to bed, girl. You gonna have these people thinking I'm crazy talking to you. You hush, Fester. Oh, I know I'll get there, but Ken, it goes all the way back to watching Daniel Boone on TV. That was Daniel Boone, David Crockett, all that stuff was anything to do with that. Uh, even back to all that stuff always fascinated me. Um, I like to tinker and figure out how to do things with little or nothing. I am no engineer by any means, but I really enjoy it. Uh, so many of the old Disney movies, that were, if you look back at it, Disney movies used to be made about stuff outside, not this crazy stuff they make now. No, ma'am. Lay down. lay down. Hush. Yeah, I did a lot with I read the Bigfoot book three times in school. And I used to would take the Boy Scout handbook and just look at it and encyclopedias and read about stuff, just kind of like we use Google and the internet now and YouTube. My parents, we had about 10 acres, and I stayed from every afternoon when I got off the bus, as soon as I could get in the house, and put my boots on and grab my shotgun. I was in the woods, or my 22 or something. I was going to the woods. Yeah. Wasn't that my side of the mountain? Wasn't that the one where he hollowed out the inside of that tree? And then they had, what was it? Disney had that one. It was, I know it wasn't Swiss Family Robinson, I know, but it was one where they went to the wilderness and started, they basically went off grid, built a log cabin, and it was a family of like four. Oh yeah, I mean, talking about reading, that was, you know, Field and Stream and all the, anything that came out like survivalist stuff. Yeah, Wilderness Family. Well, now if they can't go to the store and get it, they can't do it. We're such a throwaway society now that they use it up and throw it away. They don't make anything else out of it. Yeah, I think you're right, Ken. I don't think that uh, we've seen anything like's going to happen. Quit, yeah. Well, part of that reason is we just have so many more people now than we had in the 20s and all when all that happened. Well, the reason I prep was or started back, it was in 2011 after all the tornadoes came through North Alabama and Tuscaloosa and all those. There's like 5 or 6 that come across Mississippi and Alabama. And you could drive 2 hours away and there was no quick, easy food to fix that you could fix: beans, rice, anything that didn't require a lot of stuff to fix it. I saw a lady get violent. We cooked on a grill for some people for a relief thing for people that were displaced. She got completely violent because we'd given all the ribs away. Yeah, everybody knew a little something about chickens. Anybody been watching the price of chickens lately? I hadn't even seen what chicks are going for at Tractor Supply or anything lately. Last year they were about $3 a piece. What I like to do is wait till they start when they get a little older. When they feed them up and got them feathered out, they get ready to get rid of them and go in there for 99 cents a piece and get them because they're tired. They can't feed them and then they're flying everywhere. It's like I tell you, Vester, if something goes down, us fat boys will be in demand because they know we know how to eat. I really don't have an appetite to want to eat grubs though, or worms. Worms is fish bait. I've been seeing some prices on what people have been getting for grown chickens, talking $30 a piece. I'm like, that's crazy. That's right, Kimby. It's good to know. It's definitely good to know. Okay, I don't know what you're saying about TOO equals stew. Oh, okay, I got it. I see what you're saying now. I looked at your previous comment. Well, that's just like we were saying with the pine needle tea. You know, it gives you some vitamins and then put something warm inside your body. I mean, that's just like, even when we watched the movie The Revenant and Jeremiah Johnson, so much of that stuff. If you watch those old movies, I mean, they stand to reason. It's not far fetched. Yeah, trapping fish. That's one skill I hadn't learned is building a fish trap. Seen a lot of people do it, but I've never sat down and tried to build one. Something I need to do. One of the things that I hadn't gone over, plan on making a video about it. Yeah, dandelion tea. Also understand that dandelion root tea is really, really good for diabetes or controlling your sugar in a diabetic. But we're, talking about the fish and stuff. How many people, some people do, some people don't. Is a cast net or having a gill net. There's my buddy Rule Rules. I don't know if he's still running off or he's made it back home or what. If the land was divided amongst amongst Americans, well, now look, you got to quantify Americans. Are you saying population of the U.S. or are you saying Americans? That gets into a real hairy situation there, Rube. You just, you can't, that's real broad. Then who gets their acreage in Slab City? We were talking earlier about where would one of the best places, if you could just pick somewhere to go, or whatever, as far as resources, one of the better places to be. And I was saying, as far as food wise goes, Louisiana, because it has the resources. You do end up with a lot of got heat and stuff like that. How you doing tonight, Heroic? Y'all know me. I'm all about trying to figure out the easy meals. I'm sorry. Matter of fact, Rule, I was talking about you a while ago. Oh, I'm doing good as I can do. I was telling everybody about your little bushcraft camp you had on your property. Your kind of your man retreat where you practice your bushcraft skills. Well, that's kind of unusual. You laying up in the bed. You're usually going wide open. I got up in the shop today and got that boat prop changed out. Got to mail another one off that I sold. waiting on you to get back to put you to work. Well, that's good. You be careful coming back. Your cement ramp going into the door shop is cured out well too. Uh-oh, we're losing people. It's not good. I must not be very entertaining. Come on, everybody. Let's get something rolling here. Um, who else in here besides Rule does knife work or forging? I'm gonna put him to work and see if he can make a draw knife. Then I got a couple of axes I want turned into tomahawks. A couple of double bit axes. I think they'll make some really nice tomahawks. Yeah, I jumped it today. Sure did. I had my chair in high gear and I like to run all through them coolers and stuff you set inside the front door of my shop. Had to put the brakes on real quick. If y'all ever need a set of shelves built, y'all talk to Rule. I'm telling you, I can put a full small block engine on this thing that he built me. It won't even groan. Yeah, Rule and I have been friends for about 10 years. 12 years, I'm sorry. About 12 years. He is a fine carpenter. I'm not going to tell you he tells the truth all the time after seeing that comment. I keep figuring that he's going to end up on Naked and Afraid. I don't know if the people trying to watch would be more afraid or not. And my buddy Vester, he's going to end up on Gold Rush. He's becoming a prospector. He's going to find a 200-pound gold nugget. Yeah, it can be entertaining. It can be very entertaining for some of these people that claim that they are survival experts. My daughter said many times that she wanted to go on uh, Survivor, the TV show. I said, no, you don't. She don't. She could. They wouldn't like her. They'd vote her off because, unfortunately, I've taught her a lot, and she knows a lot when it comes to this aspect of what all we share and know how to do. And when she got there and started showing them people up, and yeah, it just wouldn't last long. Yeah, he'd have to make one. He'd have to weave one. Yeah, the Mississippi Court. That was one I was thinking about, but I wasn't going to say anything, Ken, because she now that woman was. That's probably one of the. That's about the best looking woman they've had on Naked and Afraid. I have to say. But she definitely was the best at, she actually knew what she was talking about and could do it a lot more so than anybody else that's been on. The swamp episode. I don't remember the swamp episode. I guess I'm just not thinking of it. There was a couple of the XLs that were pretty good. At least a loincloth, huh? My rear end's too sensitive to be sitting down on that dirt. I think I know the one that you're talking about, the swamp. Is that the one where they caught the gator? Or, yeah, I think I say caught. You know what I'm talking about. Got sick eating a possum in the daytime. What's eating possum in the daytime got to do with anything? Do you not cook it right? I'll have to see if I can find that one. Alabama swamp. Alabama swamp. I don't remember. Oh, okay. In other words, you're saying it was sick. The possum was because they're mainly a nocturnal animal. Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, Vester, I'm glad you cleared that up. I know you've been eating a lot of them, Vester. Yeah, that happened on the one that I used to like real well was Alone. Yeah, okay, Vester, whatever. Alone, that one fella had the fire and he let his ferro rod and it rolled down into the fire. And it was done. Hmm. I'll look John Robert up, see if if I can figure out who he is. Yeah, I've been pondering on the deal about the ferro rod. I make some fishing swivels out of 300-pound cable and fishing cable to and the little collars that you crimp. And I've been thinking that I need to the ones that I've got drilled make me some loops and add a striker to them that's long enough to stay with the ferro rod, just so I've got something with it. And so many people, they carry all this first aid stuff knowing they got alcohol wipes, but they dry out, but they throw them away. Well, you can keep them. They still got that residual on them. They'll catch a spark. That cotton, that weaved cotton will catch a spark great. Robinette. He's not kin to the wannabe president, is he? I didn't think about that, Vester. That would using those crimps and all would make it really would. It would make good snares. See, thanks for the idea. I can make that up. That's a good video I can come up with. And that stuff is really cheap. It's strong and lightweight. It worked great for small game snares. Yeah, Knight, you really would. They're relatively cheap on Amazon. You can get some pretty big ones. Um, I've got one right here that I got off Amazon. See, I mean, that's pretty decent size compared to my finger. You know, I got big hands, so it's already pre-drilled. So I like ferro rods. I've got bunches of them. Well, I say bunches. I've got several. Yeah, I think you're right on that one, Ken. I mean, that's a lifeline. That was a have to. He didn't. Uh, should have had a lanyard and had it around his neck, and instead of laying it down, you know, put it back on his neck or whatever. See, even out of that leader line or leader cable I'm talking about, that would work if you wanted to make it long enough for a lanyard. But really and truly, you might want to use paracord or something where you had a little spare cordage. I like the friction fire starters or the plunger type. I hadn't mastered building one of those yet. Yeah, fire is very, very important. I've been trying to watch and find the I can't even think of what it was. The plant. It's I'll have to think of it and go back and look at it and get the right name of it where you can use it to make a hand drill. It has like a punky center in it. Really big monkey one. He does it and it works extremely well. Everybody's leaving on me. Where'd you go, Vester? Rule's still here. Oh, no, we picked back up. That's not me snoring either. Not having an asthma attack or. If you two want to make that a racket, go to bed. Yeah, I know what Rule he was. Poor fellow losing his ferro rod. Okay, I've never seen anybody use a hand rolled cigarette. I've seen them use cotton and ashes and do it rolling it with 2x4. Well, I have dryer lint, but I don't necessarily have toilet paper rolls. Night, because I have so many other things. Yeah, cattail fluff is a great thing. You have to have it mixed in with it, though. Yeah, birch bark, cedar bark. You can peel cedar bark off and twist it up and rough it up and make it fibrous, and it catches real well. I've talked about the pine sap taking pine sap and you can heat it up. You can make blocks out of it, or you can take it heated up and take a little small hobby paintbrush, paint it around the base of your just up under the head of a match, and it once that ignites, it burns much longer than a match. When you ignite that match, I mean, it's going to burn more like a candle than it's going to let the match burn down. So it makes a really good little fire starter. Then if you know what you're looking for and can find fat wood, fat pine, lighter pine, pine knot, whatever they want to call it, it works really, really well. I understand, Knight, what I'm saying. When you put that pine sap that you've around it below the head, that it's going to ignite that sap like a wick versus burning the match all the way down. If you understand what I mean. When you have that match head, you got it on top, and then you go around and paint on that pine sap, it acts like a wick and it keeps it from burning down. Yeah, that wouldn't happen for me, Ken. I'd just run the whole thing, I'm sure. Well, Buster, yeah, I know you would. That's just like the stump rot that you can get at your home supply store. That'll do it. Chlorine and brake fluid will do it. I ain't think about. I ain't never tried gas and chlorine. I've tried. I mean, I know that brake fluid will. Right. That is one of the things that Special Forces has to do is when they go out on their wilderness survival training, they have to make a bowl. And I think it has to be, it's one of the 3, 4, 5, or 6 inches deep. Yeah, I know brake fluid will. What is it? That's called, it's potassium iodine or it's potassium something. It's a very volatile combination. But best laid plans when if SHTF happen, you're scrounging. That's why I like watching The Walking Dead. When they first started, I'm like, y'all making all these, doing all this stuff, and y'all act like y'all having it so hard, and you got all these resources just sitting around. You're just walking by them. They made it a lot harder on themselves than it had to be. I think that's going to be most people if anything ever really happens. Knight, I don't even think Yeah, I'm not even sure it'll take 2 months. Yeah, I can understand all that. But like I was saying about, and of course I know it's a TV show, but uh, I got a lot of good ideas as far as doing stuff from The Walking Dead, just watching what they were doing, looking at, they had the scenario of whatever was, being an empty town or whatever, and I would just play that scenario through my head of where I would be looking, what I'd be doing. Now, why do you say cities are going to be spooky if you lose cell signal? I understand you're laughing about it, but there's going to be plenty of people walking around looking for signal, holding it up in the air, wanting to know why they don't have signal. And they're going to freak out because they can't get on Facebook and Twitter and all that. I would say you're absolutely right on that. I don't think I could. It would be tough to bury somebody in the backyard. I mean, that's the way it used to be years and years ago. They would do it. But I've been wanting to read the book 1 second after. Then there's another one after it, 1 year after or something. Hmm. You may be on. I know within, yeah, in 3 days they'll steal for it. There's no doubt about that. 9 days they're going to do. If they'll fight over a TV at Walmart and the kids start crying and hungry, well, now I resemble the comment of a marshmallow. I'm kind of round and squishy. That's one downfall I have, is not being in shape or enough shape or good enough shape. Another one that I watch, I like. He's more entertaining than anything else. A guy on YouTube is Welcome to the Apocalypse. He's really entertaining. There's Dee Dee. Um, there's going to be a lot of people that do have that problem, Al. Uh, they some people are just going to have to snap into it, though. They're going to be in that state of shock, and then they're going to have to kind of snap and realize what it's going to be about. Yeah, I don't know about the shots either. Well, if you're real tough during that and toilet paper, there's plenty of pine cones if you're tough enough. Like I say, it won't be any fun if anything ever happens. I think we're well, and I shouldn't even say that. I don't know. Oh, so silver went up today. Um, has anybody else heard anything about the saber rattling out of any of these other places that Crazy Joe or Stumbling Joe has stirred up in the past couple of days? Yeah, I wish I had it on where I didn't have to read it. I could listen to it. Yeah, copper was already up to like $3 a pound. Went up 15 cents today. Well, I saw one uh, thing that said silver was about to drop. Well, with copper at $3 a pound, there's going to be people stripping copper wires out of houses right and left. Yeah, I'd heard something. They were talking about a silver squeeze on the market. Y'all give me half a second. Let me go let the dog out. She's at the door wanting out. Yeah, I feel like seeds will be worth a lot. Yeah, that was one of the things I plan on doing when I get my shop, and was glad to have a shop. Start stripping copper wire. I mean, uh, to the point of stopping when somebody throws a vacuum cleaner away, stopping and cutting the cord off of it. I mean, it's nothing to it. It's just rainy day. You can sit in the shop and strip wire. I need to buy some silver, but I just don't know where to get it around me. Hell, I thought the same thing, and I just decided to start. I've been able to plant stuff in a garden, but never started seeds. So I started some this year, and they're doing well. Well, I'm sure I've got plenty of silver dealers near me, like pawn shops and whatnot. But I'm in the one pawn shop that I know I can go to. He would be reputable. Um, yeah, that's good. I've wanted to do the thing about the $50 going to the bank and what is it, like $500 to buy, get a whole box or whatever they call it of $50, go through it, pull out all the silver, and then, if there's any, and then change it back. Many of the banks got wise to that and won't do it. Yeah, Alaska Prepper does have several videos on silver. Yeah. There was somebody trying to say that even after 64, that some had silver, but I've never known any of them to have silver after 64. That's what's good to watch estate sales for, is a lot of people, they'll have these silver dollars and things put up, and people don't, they're just letting it go with whatever. I like the older estate sales when it comes to finding your supplies and stuff, because most people don't even want it. If it's something good, whether it be, a draw knife or a as or whatever. Well, I know that many coins cost more than bars or than just regular coins, Vester, because they're imprinted. The rounds, they call them. I've got a silver dollar that my grandfather carried for so long that he wore it smooth. It looks like a slug. $32 an ounce. Here wasn't too long ago. Uh, Gold was 17. I've got some I gave $19 for a little get together we had called Gunstock. Gave it away as prizes. And those rounds were $19. So they're up in value. Well, there's so much conspiracy theory on stuff like that back when Kennedy got assassinated, about what he was about to do. Oh, we're going to survive. We're going to survive. We have no choice but to. Well, that's still good on junk, Sylvester. Well, now, uh, Rule and I can attest to that a little bit. Both of us were in the pest control business, and it's amazing if a nuclear bomb won't kill a roach, but we can spray some stuff to kill them. That ought to tell you something. You know, even a can of Raid. So what's really in a can of Raid if you can spray it and kill a roach, and you can put it in a microwave and nuke it and it won't kill it? Yeah, what have you done drug again? Lord help. Yeah, I had one that was made by Gulf. Or it may have been a Hot Shot. The Hot Shot ones were green. And Gulf made one that was blue, white, and orange. Yeah, I got my hush money. Get back in here, girl. Yeah, we don't. It wouldn't cause cancer or anything bad. You stay in here and quit dragging stuff in the house. I saw somebody post something about it costing uh, a substantial amount of money. Thousands of dollars for each person to get, like $14,000 for for us to receive $1,400 for our money back out of 14,000 or whatever that it costs us to get it. But we started saying that about candy a while ago. You were very right. On my route, I used to have an ex CIA agent that enlightened me on a lot of things that he could that weren't still classified. He was a very entertaining gentleman. He served as an advisor in Vietnam. He was hardcore now. Yeah, what all's coming in with those 50,000? Coming in for the vaccine? Yeah, they're coming in to be made zombies. Well, that may be so, DD, but maybe not. Well, let them go to Canada. They come in from Mexico and all and then go to Canada. I mean, they're gonna freeze. They've been working on crashing the dollar for a while. Y'all excuse me while I kill a couple of dogs. Put it down. Put it down. I apologize. Maybe we're not. No, maybe we'll prevail eventually. Did y'all catch him stumbling down the stairs on the Air Force One? I hadn't seen that one, Ken. I've also heard that Trump was going to run for Congress in Florida in 2022. Really, I didn't know he had brain surgeries. I thought you had to have a brain first. Now, DD, if you want to talk about us being screwed, if that situation happens, yeah, I believe it's absolutely right. It's going to be bad. Exactly. What am I signing? And think about it, he was just signing blank. From what I understand, they were blank orders, and heard him told that we'll fill it in later. That's like giving your kid a blank test paper and signing it that they were supposed to get signed, bring it home and get signed. They bring you a test paper before they take it. It's already signed when they brought it home, then you fail it, Yeah, I've seen the chairlift. Ah, I know you're letting your children watch that rule. That's true, Diddy. No, Ken, that's good. That's what we're here for. Got to make friends. Make friends and know who's around, and somebody that don't think that we're wearing a tinfoil hat. And of course, my head shines like I got a tinfoil hat on, but yeah, you're up there close to Vester. He's in Virginia. Yeah, don't take your tinfoil hat off. Oh, okay. Are you in the military, Did? Oh, okay. Well, I know I was going to say thank you for your service. Anybody on here has been in the military, thank you for your service. I've heard a lot of strange things about Fort Bragg. Um, again, from my friend, he's gone now, that was in the CIA, and I know he was in the CIA because I saw his ID. Um, it's like they say, hiding in plain sight. You see so many things that, uh, talking about conspiracy theory, I watched the stuff about aliens or whatever, and the people that disinformation. I'm sure everybody remembers, all of our, you know, grocery store checkout rags, your the Inquirer, the Sun, and all those. And if it was pretty much put in there uh, as being true or whatever, it was had a lot of truth behind it because of they were putting it out there, so people thought it was so outlandish that it couldn't be believed, but it was actually what was going on. Yeah, DD, my friend, he's passed, like I say, but he said they had a separate area for like the special forces unit that was completely off at Fort Bragg. Yeah, I'm not. We've got a small one close to me. I saw somebody on YouTube the other day was showing an abandoned prison somewhere. Well, I don't think Area 51 was that much of a distraction because of where the B-1 bomber was. I watched a documentary on it, and it was saying that the way they had it set would bring it outside, and the sun would be on it or whatever, and they knew when the Russian satellite was coming over, so they would move it back inside. But the Russians could see the heat signature around where the plane was and get the dimensions or whatever size of it, shape by the where it had a cool spot on the ground where the plane had been shading the ground. You're not the only one, that's been saying stuff about saying they've been seeing more military helicopters and stuff flying. We're dropping people again. They're just spying on you, Vester. That's all that is. Yeah, you'd think they'd be out doing a victory lap, not putting up a fence. There's a lot to that. Washington was covered in snow, and they kept showing pictures of him in the Oval Office or whatever, and out the window, and everything was green grass. The trees were green, green grass. Just I can see the bushes being green because they were probably evergreens, but not the ground being green. Has anybody heard if he's been given access to the nuclear codes and stuff yet? At one point in time, they were keeping that away from him. Yeah, I'm thinking more like Castle Rock. They probably got him hid away. But then again, they might not want to let him in there yet. Pelosi was asking she wanted access to the nuke codes. I did not know that either, Ken. Well, something was supposed to go on yeah. Wasn't it today that there was something going on? I can believe that, Al. I don't think he knows without being reminded. His wife has to save him when he's talking, giving an interview. I still say there's a lot of shady stuff going on. I don't know when or if we'll ever know the truth. like I was talking with Vester earlier today, saying that this is time that we need to all this kind of the people that we are. I know there's a lot of difference in everybody that does the prepping and whatever, and there's going to be some that want to run it or run it, but it's really a time that there needs to be cohesion. You know, everybody needs to start getting along and figuring out and be able to communicate and get along, and or we are going to lose our country. I'm afraid we're going to end up like Venezuela, or possibly even worse. I certainly hope not, but it's a scary thought. Yeah, but some of the, you know, some people are just not going to wake up. You see people posting stuff on YouTube and everything else, talking about, oh, you cashed your stimulus check. You Trumpies cashed your. Well, we're getting our tax money back, and it's nice, not, but we're not. You know, us that get a check, we're not running out buying TVs. Okay, Al, I'm gonna say this, um, and I'm glad you kind of said that. I'm not doing the drama thing here. I don't care what went on with all that. That has nothing to do with me. It's a sad situation, but that'll play out on its own. That don't have an effect with what I'm doing. And let's just leave it right there. I don't want to start getting in conversation. I mean, y'all say y'all do what y'all want to, but please don't bring it here. Well, that's good that I mean, they may or may not deserve the stimulus here, but um, but that's good. He helped his family out. Yeah, no doubt, Rule. $300 tennis shoes, and so many of them going to go buy a $1,500 car that'll last for just a few minutes. Um, uh, I was on Facebook on one of my prepper deals on Facebook, and we got started, or they got started saying something about it. And I just said, no one more part of that one. I didn't leave it. I just cut it off. Um, that'd be something to look at, $1 million note. I mean, how many of y'all ever seen $1,000 U.S. currency bill? I've seen three $1,000 bills. I've seen three in real life. Ken, there was next to my dad's, well, mine and my dad's barbershop. Um, there were three old men. They had what they called a coffee club, I guess. Every afternoon they would sit over there and drink coffee. And there was three of those men over there that one of them was a gas station owner or whatever. He walked around with $1,000 bill wrapped around a bunch of smaller bills. Then there was two other old men that they both had them and knew they had them, but they kept them in their wallet and they never said anything about them. Then, I mean, they showed them. There's a reason I know, but that was just one of the times that something was said, and I think they all got to bragging back and forth about it, and said, well, the guy that had it around the roll of money was saying he had one, and they told him, you ain't that special, and they pulled out their wallet, and both of them had a $1,000 bill, and I like to flip because I didn't even know. I mean, I know they make I think I've seen a $500 bill, not in real life, but knew they made one at one time. But a $1,000 bill was pretty different. And what is it? If a note's got blue on it, it's silver backed, and if it was red or something, it was gold backed. Something about the older bills. Silver certificate bills. That would be the ones with blue. Yeah, that is sad, Ken. I mean, it's worse than sad. Am I right, Rule, that a red bill it says backed by gold on it? The blue is silver, I know, because they call it a silver certificate. All right, everybody go to sleep. Yeah, how many of them people that did all the riding and everything uh, are getting $1,500 stimulus checks or $1,400 stimulus checks? They got $600 to start with, and right. Okay, don't say go. But I just know that the red one, that was my guess. But I know the red one is something different or considered. I knew a blue one was a silver certificate. Maybe the red one's just age. I don't know. That's unreal. That's unreal, can be. The stock market was up and down, Rule. There's a few things that's been up. It'd probably be wise not to spend it, at least not one of them. Oh, we're never enlightened on what all's going on. You can forget that. Well, 19 got some money. She's rich. I don't know. That's kind of like talking about FUD puckers. I'm not even going to attempt that because it'll slip out the wrong way. Oh, Lord. That is the biggest waste of money. My daughter did that the other day, going to have her nails done. Yeah, that's just. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I'm sure the nail salons, hair salons. They have been going wild getting that money. They may walk in there and say, "Oh, a set of nails, yeah, $1,400 this month." And new hairdo, $1,400. That's like all the mechanics saying, any job this month, $1,400. Oh, you want a paint job? $1,400. Everything's $1,400. You call the plumber for a stopped up drain, it's $1,400. Oh, now, DD, I can say I was in the same boat at one time. I would have been, oh, like I got this money. What can I go get with it? I'll worry about tomorrow. I hadn't seen anything on there being a $1,400 on marketplace. Well, I hadn't looked at any cars, but yeah, you're right on that. I'm sure they are saying 1,400 or a $1,400 down payment or. Well, Night Owl, I know a good one. I know a real good one. He's right here in chat with us. Probably too far away though. Rule can paint. He can paint. He can build cabinets. He can lay tile. He can lay floor. He can do electrical. If y'all like stuff like that, he's got a channel. North Alabama. What part of North Alabama? I used to live in Killen. Or have you told me that before that you lived in North Alabama? I can't. You'll take $1,400 for that Beagle, won't you, Vester? Marshall County. What town is that close to? I should know it, but I don't because I lived in Lauderdale County. And up on the Tennessee River is about my favorite place in the world. I will say it's one of the hottest places in the world in summer, but I'm not trying to throw you under the bus, Knight. Um, okay, Gunner. Okay. Well, you said in your guns. Well, that tells me where Marshall County is. That's all. Yeah. Yeah, I do a lot of or did, and we'll get back to it, hopefully, uh, the catfish tournaments that go around on the Tennessee River. I didn't know they had a speedboat race in the spring. Come on now, DD. Don't start that. Although that could be a good moneymaker. Man, I personally don't care, but just on stuff like this, I prefer it not to be. Oh, I mean, I'm not like I say. It's probably one of the only natural medicines that's really known. There are lots of other natural things that work for medicine. I mean, our founding father George Washington farmed hemp, so who's to say he wouldn't? You know, they did say he saw a UFO, so maybe. But you get what I'm saying, right, DD? I'm not being a prude about it. Yeah, that's one of the things you don't really have to have a green thumb, isn't it? It was pretty much a weed, so it grows pretty easy. Well, Night Owl, I don't know if it was angels or aliens or what he was supposed to have seen. Wait a minute now, Ken. Procrastination and withdrawal from society. I didn't and don't need any kind of chemical to cause that. Just seeing the way things are. I mean, a trip to Walmart can cause that. I got relatives I can see in Walmart and I'll duck and run. Well, I'll touch on that. I got West Nile and stuff, and my immune system's been affected. So while I'm not gonna, knock people for wearing a mask necessarily, I do understand that it is just a control thing. But as far as me, I right now will not take a chance if I go out in public not to wear a mask because my immune system has been compromised. So that's just me right now. And my daughter's a medical professional and she sees COVID or whatever. That's what she does. She works in a COVID ICU. So whether it's a souped up flu or it's COVID or whatever, it's not good on people. And I do understand the numbers of people passing are higher on other things, childbirth and other things like that. That's right, Kim B. I don't want to wear a mask, DD. It's not that I want to. I just want to keep living. And if my immune system's compromised until I get it back up, I'm going to take my precautions. It's no different than wearing a pair of sunglasses to protect your eyes. I'm not wearing it because they told me to. I'm wearing it because I need to. I'm bad hard headed. I don't do much of anything I'm told to do. Yeah, I know it. But I tend to want to not necessarily wear a mask, but wear like a neck guard or gaiter, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I know, Rule. They just, you know, we've had that conversation. I get that too, Ken. I really do. Trust me, Ken. I have my medications laid out for me in a pill box, and I have to take them every day. And I've got vitamins in there and the same thing. So I know about the vitamins well. That's what I used to tell somebody about termite treatments too, Ken. There was one kind that you could use, and I said, you can't make a sail out of a chain link fence. What's it going to stop? Like those things you see on Facebook that said, they got the clothes basket under the water faucet saying they'll believe it when it fills up. Oh, she knows about MRSA. When all this happened to me, I was at a different hospital, and they almost let me go septic. Had it not been for my daughter being a nurse, um, getting me out of there, I wouldn't be here today. I'm just taking precaution of it, knowing that my immune system was compromised. So I kind of like me. Nobody else may not like me, but I kind of like me. I'm not done yet. I still hadn't made the old man status where I can bite people. Yeah, they were using that for just yeah, that was just a scapegoat for everything else to run the numbers up. Oh no, I wouldn't. No, not Al. I ain't. Not even close. No, no, no. If you ever was to hear somebody say that, you better be hunting somebody down because I didn't do that. When I was in law enforcement, I was in the county and in the city, they had a informant that did that to himself. Still hadn't figured out how he shot himself twice in the back of the head. I'm sorry, I was answering somebody else there. Southern Board Prepper had commented on something. I invited him over to the live. See, I guess Bigfoot and that bunch is all over with Prepper 101. I hate that. A lot of people suffer in silence. They sure do. I may not talk to everybody, but the ones I do talk to, I'll talk their ear off. Good Lord. Y'all missing out. Prepper 101's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 folks over there talking live with him with 3,000 watching. I'm special. I don't know what they have in common. Okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Unfortunately, Rule was in the same boat. He had one of his best friends lose his life because of such a problem. It was suicide. So it's a bad situation. Well, there we got somebody else that showed up. Y'all behave now. All right, we've covered silver. We covered the little cylinder stove, which I thought was a really neat idea. Um, we'll be figuring out a way to build one. Snark and Substance, thank you for coming in. Maybe these guys will straighten up. Got a lady in here now. What stove? You missed that? It's called a cylinder stove. It's basically a stove for wall tents or guide tents. Cylinderstove.com. It's on the side of it. It's got a tank that for hot water. It'll heat hot water up. It's got a flat top on it to cook on, and then above it in the chimney pipe, it's got an oven, but it's made to be, of course, like I say, for a wall tent, but it comes in like a kit. So you could use it in a house, in a emergency situation. And what they were saying was you cut a piece of plywood for your window to fit in your window, and it's got the sleeve that goes through the insulated sleeve that goes through the window, and then just use something like uh, the patio pavers, square ones or whatever, to shield it from the floor, and then whatever, some kind of backing board or whatever that if you felt like you needed it from the wall, and you just have it as a emergency type thing, so you could heat and cook. And it's a pretty neat little rig. I think it had like 4 different sizes. Well, Snart, what you start is up to you. You hold your own, and that's. I'm not telling anybody they have to really behave. I was just trying to be good, be a gentleman. Oh, they're out of stock. Well, I mean, it's just I'm not, like I say, I'm not affiliated with them or anything. I just saw it, and I thought that was a neat little deal. And if you could find you a 30-gallon grease drum, clean it out and use it, it would be a good size. If you had a little wire welder, you could do you up one pretty easy. Yeah, Vester and I have been talking about them a good bit. They are rather expensive, but there again, in the situation we're in, if I lived up north and was getting the stimulus check that $400 or whatever it cost, that'd be a good investment to me. Plus, I mean, having a hot water tank on it, and yeah. But I always looked at a rocket stove more like just to cook on. This would be like for heating, and the oven and all that. A lot of it's just the idea of what it is. Yeah, you can have all that snow. I like the way we get snow in the South. It's here for maybe 2 days or so, and then it's gone. It's pretty and everything, but a couple days it's gone. How do the people? This is just me. I mean, I kind of get it, but in Alaska, you see all these uh, life below zero and all that. These show you got a lot of them on there that's the only way they have to cut wood, or they show that they're cutting wood, is the axe. They just not want a saw, or they not want a chainsaw, or are they just doing it for this TV show? Been watching a lot of them lately, and yeah, they're off grid and all. I think a lot of it's put on. Yeah, well, Texas got a lot of snow this year. Well, not a lot of them run chainsaws up there in the, with it 20 degrees below, but I'm sure that the chain oiler probably wouldn't work too well at 20 below. Probably have to use like 5W30 to get it, or 5W40 for chain oil to for it to even halfway move. It's okay. We'll let it go this time, Kenby. I do like the fact on that show that they cut like dead wood and stuff. I'm gonna try to do a video here in the next couple of days that what they call a gourd hook, to have something different. I know a lot of people probably don't even know what a gourd hook is. Some people do, but some people don't. To kind of go along with that cast net idea and gill net. That's another thing that's good is an old military type crank telephone. That's a good fishing apparatus. Sure is, especially in grid down situation. Rule without law. Yeah, that's kind of nasty there. I mean, they'll take a big old glob of seal fat and just munch down on it like it's a potato chip or something. But I mean, I understand because of the cold that they need the fat to keep body heat. And I'm sure by the time they have a fire inside those igloos and things, that once that heat hits that ice and or that snow, that it just becomes probably more like ice on the inside. But I learned a lot from those shows. You don't necessarily think you're going to pick up. They're just showing how they live, but the majority of them up there that are off grid, just they get most of their food from the land. They don't even have a job that pays money. Yeah, not ally. Yeah, just what you're saying. They sell one on eBay too. A stunner. Right. I know that they did use the fat for heat, light, because of no trees. Something else. I forgot what it was the other night. Boy, Kimby, I wish you still had them phones. Yeah, there's a lot of them around. Hmm. I never heard that, Vester. That's good to know. Play dumb. Tell them you heard it and you didn't know it was any difference. I'm good at playing dumb. At the point we're talking about, it would not matter whether it was what it was deemed. Yeah, but you don't need to use that for fishing. You're going to need that for distraction. Oh, I know what it was. I was saying earlier that, yeah, yeah, I couldn't think who said the mullen, but what is mullen? Where does it grow? What does it look like? I had to look that up. I knew what does it do? Like take the oxygen out of the water? But what I was thinking of a while ago uh, was the stump rod or where the potassium chlorate or whatever it is. You can mix it with sugar, and it will also ignite. I just have to look at what I'm sure I have seen it, but by name I don't know what it is. Ken, I knew you didn't get that old without learning something. Investor, really? Only you, Vester. Yeah, we've been looking at the pop gun. Oh, don't be sorry, I'm messing with you. Looking at the little cap gun caps, the paper caps to put in primers to make pistol and shotgun and primers. Maybe the metallic seed shortage is coming to an end. Dog, I really wish you'd hush. Yeah, I know stuff's starting to slowly show up, but I'm impatient. Yeah. Is that a good thing, Ken? Cool. Well, that's the kind of channel I want. I'm not one that likes to do public speaking and stuff, but uh, I get tired of just these two bulldogs I've got are not real conversationalists. So, and if I can learn something or share something I know, that was the whole reason I started the channel. I mean, like I say, I'd like to have a lot of people in here watching and sharing and whatever. And, you know, I'd like to grow my channel. I'd like to be like everybody else to a point. Um, it's just a good old Saturday night. Yeah, I'm trying to build it. I just don't always, I don't have the wherewithal sometimes to be able to get to stuff. I mean, people like y'all get out there and share it out. And I'm sure it'll start picking up. It's been picking up slowly but surely. Even CBs are on back order, huh? I mean, I got Lake Ferry Prepper started after watching me, and she's blown me out of the water. But she was doing stuff every day. I feel like people get tired of seeing me every day. Thank you, Ken. I done got too old worried about getting out on Saturday night chasing women, so I don't have to worry about that. One wants me, she better show up at the house at supper. No, they don't, Snark. You weren't in here, but another good one. A guy that is small channel, but he's good. Is crap. I just lost his name in my mind. That's how slick it is. What was his name, Vester? I told you. Big bearded warrior or bearded warrior. It was one of the other. Oh yeah, there's lots of channels that don't get the recognition they need or deserve, and some get more than they deserve. Yeah, it was Big Bearded Warriors, what it was. I'm almost positive. I'm not seeing it right now, but and Arkansas Living, he's doing really good. I like his stuff. He was in here earlier. Uh, Alaska Prepper. I like him. He's really good. Lady Casca is coming on real good. Y'all feel free to post the ones that, if I don't have them, if it's somebody y'all like, you know, feel free to post it, or somebody else. I think I've got Art Wildman. Not positive. Y'all excuse me. I'm trying to look, make sure I told y'all right on this. I mean, of course, I like Barry Independent, but he's huge. Pinball's great. You know, hadn't watched a lot of Prepper 101. Heroic Prepper was in here. Heroic Prepper, I'm sorry. He was in here. I mean, we've had a good run tonight of people being in. Who is that, Ken? Canadian Prepper. I've watched him. Oh, yeah, he's huge, but he also has a wants to try to sell stuff too much for me. I mean, he has some good ideas. Don't get me wrong. Uh, I'll check him out. I don't think I have Hutch Homestead. If I do, I don't have notifications turned on for him. I've been hearing a lot about Hutch. Let's just look right now. Is it considered Hutchison's Homestead or just Hutch Homestead? Well, I did a search and Hutch didn't come up. There it is, I think. Yep, I don't have him either. All right, there we go. He got a sub. I subbed him. Oh, he did one about Marauders. It's sad when they wake themselves up snoring and do that. Well, that fellow did some work if he started it with $3,500. I mean, you can do it if you're frugal. You can. With such a throwaway society now, I mean, I see stuff all the time that people discard and do away with, building supplies, and first one thing, then another. It's just unreal. I like Homestead Heart. Uh, that the lady on there, she's really enjoyable to watch. She's uplifting. She's always laughing at herself. Yeah, she's something else. Her laugh kills me. I'll check that one out, Snark. Well, if y'all want me to, or I'll start trying to do these a little bit more often, where we can kind of have one of the offbeat type channels that it's not being overrun with people, where you can't actually have any kind of conversation because it's going by so fast. It can't hurt nothing, Snort. You just got to try it. You never know till you try it. Yeah, I like. I think I've got Ranger Survival on Fieldcraft. He is pretty good. Like I said, really big monkey one. Uh, he's really good. I apologize. I put links in, but I'm not good at that. So anytime anybody wants to jump in and put one up, that's fine. I hope you're writing in cursive, Ken. Well, thank you, Night No, you can't get all credit to me. I will say that I found that. Oh Lord, I hate to say it, but Prepper Nation is actually the one that turned me on to it, and I decided to share it. Um, it's all if you look at it, that you get like 32 tablets to a jar or container, whatever you want to call it. Um, block print. Uh, so that's 32 gallons of bleach that you can make for $2, just say $3 by the time and whatever few pennies of water it is. And then you're paying, I don't even know what bleach runs now per gallon in the store. But you can, because I was buying up, I didn't know about it, and I would actually buy bleach several gallons at a time and keep it. Well, Snark, it's shocking to me. I don't have 400, but I'm kidding. It's not that shocking. But yeah, Prepper now is good. But I realized I don't have my notifications turned on to some of them, and I've been trying to go back through and notice the ones like that I don't have the notifications turned on, because I'm like, well, they just hadn't posted in a while, and you go looking for them, and oh, there they are. I like Black Scout Survival, but I don't want to get real political with stuff. I try to keep up with what's going on, but I don't necessarily want to get on here and debate politics on my page or channel or whatever. This is a much better exchange of ideas. I've learned stuff tonight. true. I know it's the concentrated bleach night owl. But you can also leave that bleach is $2 and something at Walmart, less than $3, but it's $5 a bottle on Amazon. You can go to Walmart and buy DAC Ham for about $3 a can, $3 and some change. It's over $7 on Amazon. So, I mean, you can make money off of Amazon selling DAC Ham. That must be what's going on with me, Snart. They're undoing it. I know some of them I've had to go back and do that I had notifications set to get them. And I've even had a few people no larger than my channel is tell me they've been unsubscribed. So I think it has to do with the subject matter that we post. It's because you're a rebel vester. Yes, Pool Shock is cheap and self-stable. Have you seen the tablets, though, that we're talking about, Snart? Yeah, I know that. Well, they're not as big as. Uh, yeah, they're the same thing. But just like a normal American, I'm out. It's the convenience of having the single serving size, so to speak. Yeah, yeah. Well, they're just easy to use. Everybody, we've been on here for about 3 hours. Nobody's really going to watch. Uh, yeah, there'd been some super strong bleach. Like I say, we've been on here for about a little over 3 hours. Uh, I got 11 o'clock, so yeah. Well, guys, I'm gonna get off here for tonight. I'm gonna let y'all have a good night. I appreciate everybody coming in, and we'll do this again. Just give me an idea. But everybody have a good night, and I really appreciate y'all coming in.